Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we will be looking at the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Now, of course, I do believe this is a re-release on carded packaging, but I don't have the original, so I'm going to give my thoughts on it here. So, of course, we have the beautiful carded packaging, and if I can, I want to get a second one so I can just keep it in the box. But man, this is cool. Of course, we have on the back the other figures from the wave that you can get there. I'll probably get Han or something out of there, but most of them, like Lando, I think that is what, third Skiff Guard Lando we've had, or third Return of the Jedi Lando we've had in the past 2 years. So, with that out of the way, I want to do a quick comparison with the 40th Empire box, because as you can see, these are clearly I think these are two different molds. It could just be like how the boxes is molded, like the plastic on the front. But it is very similar, of course. It's meant to be. I do find it odd. This one has like the small parts label, and this one doesn't. But no, oh wait, no, it just moved up there. I'm blind. Of course, they're the same box. I will look at both figures out of hand because I do have that Boba. I bought 2 of this one as well. I love Boba. Let's get him out of the packaging because I've rambled enough on the box. So I just thought while I'm at it here, I could give a quick demonstration of how I open these boxes. Maybe. So just... No, that's not happening. I'm going to cut myself. If I find my good knife, I'll do it, but I don't think I will. So before we take a look at the figure, I would like to look at the accessories, of course. So let's start off with this thing. This is really the only accessory I have to complain about. And that's just because it's, I would have preferred like a bendy wire or like the kind of cable Daredevil had where you could just plug one into his arm or something. Like even if you did this little attachment piece, just plug it in and have this shooting out. Because with how it is, you can't have him like grappling onto something unless he's already hooked it. So, like I have Luke over here. You can't have it look like it is. I'm just going to go waist down on this because I can't be bothered. You know what? That's not working. Old Boba. Like you can't have it look like it's launching at him because it's just going to flop down. You know what I mean? And yeah, you could prop it up, but it's a disappointing aspect, but really, this wasn't something I would ever pose him with anyway, so I'm not too worked up about it. Then, let's just go to the guns. This feels like an extra couple bucks. It just isn't worth it. Like, I will say, it's a deluxe figure. It makes it worth the price to have a lot more accessories. This isn't a Cobb Vanth where you just get the blaster as an accessory. But I do kind of like the fact you could have him like hold half his gun for like a dynamic fight scene. Like if you're doing toy photography or something, this would be really good. But just as a display piece, I don't love it. But this, again, it has kind of like a brown wash to it, or a black wash on brown, I'm not sure. Really well detailed. I'm also just now noticing this is most definitely just like a revolver that George Lucas added a stock to and some other stuff. But hey, it stands out. It looks different. It's good. So we also have the flamethrower effect, which is really good. I would say I've been kind of playing around posing him, just see what would happen to him, damage, that kind of thing. This has been the most fun thing to pose him with out of it all. I love this. It's great. Moving on to the jetpack here, of course, like from what I can tell, it's accurately detailed. It's got like a bunch of marked up, it's scratched, all that kind of stuff. It's cool looking. But what I really like about it is you could have him launch the missile. So like you could have it, again, toy photography, you could have it look like it's spraying out or something. And just like, I don't know. You could definitely wire this up, right? So it looks like, here, just like that, yeah. Just looks like it's firing, which is cool. And of course we have these little things that can plug into the back here. So just plug those in and he can look like he's flying. So yeah. Right, I'm just going to move the camera up and slide some of this off to this. Wow, that clicked. Because I want to show how to put this on his back here. So let me just move all that out. So as you can see, it's just all 3 holes. We have Boba here, just stand him up. Just have to make sure it lines up properly, and this is a little hard, so I just use both hands and just kind of press a few times right over those spots. Just try to center yourself on it. Actually, take the rocket out when you're doing it. It'll make it easier. And yeah, just we'll test. It doesn't come out nice and sturdy, but yeah. So actually here, my camera's not up high enough actually, so there we go. Let's go a bit higher and truly look at Boba here. First, take a look at the articulation first. So as far as it goes, his aiming system, because that's all I know it to be, moves down and up. I love to see that. It's something I've always wanted on my Bobas, and I just never see. So this is cool. Again, something I played with a lot while I was posing him. His head looks up about that far, looks down pretty far. Of course, it's on kind of like a weird neck ball joint thing, like the neck's on a ball joint too, so it just comes off weird. And I will say, in person, if you get the wrong angle, his head looks massive here. But of course, it does a full 360 turn. Kind of wiggles side to side because of that neck motion. As you can see there, just all around. I will say, I think this is one of the more articulated figures Star Wars has put out, and I know it is a re-release, but I don't own the original, so you're getting my first reactions to it, really. Of course, arms go out into pretty good T-pose here. You actually get 2 turns. So the you have this little cut right here, which allows it to turn, and then the elbow itself can turn separately, which is cool to see. Of course, not much else, but his hand does go in like full 3. Doesn't go full 360 because his thumb catches the flamethrower part right there. Right there, if it wants to focus. So yeah, it doesn't have full range of movement, but like I don't assume you'll be going full range. Is there a reason my camera won't focus? There we go. Don't know why it wasn't focusing on him. Of course, this goes for both arms, only this... Oh, wait, this one actually has side to side for his wrist. Of course, does full 360 turn on this side. Alright, now for the fun joint. He does have a diaphragm joint. As you can see here, you can get some pretty good motions out of it. But he does... Ah, crap, there it goes. Back. Alright, I'll put that on later. But it's very clicky, and I don't like that. It's not a smooth movement, so, like, it'll snap out of certain spots, and, like, I guess that could be just to stop plastic from warping or something, but, like, I don't think it is. And I also know that this is a separate accessory piece, and that does bug me a little bit, but I'll get into that later. Feet kick up that far. He has a thigh cut. Knee goes into a pretty good 90-degree angle, and of course you can also turn that if needed. Feet go out like so. Has some nice ankle pivot as well. Now when it comes to my gripes on this figure, stuff like this where it can come out if you don't get it positioned in there just right, because this is a loose piece, so you can actually, you see how I'm moving it out of the way. So you can't press up when you're putting this in. You just have to directly shove it in the back. And it's really those top parts you want to stay in there, because they are going to move out on the easiest, at least from what I've found. So yeah, just get it like that and you'll be good. So put the rocket in there. And he's looking spiffy, he's looking nice. So when it comes to my few gripes with this figure, it really does just come down to like his head at times can look very large. And I get it, like the picture they have on the card there, and I just have it in the back. because I think I will make it part of the whole backdrop. Maybe replace Han Solo with it. It does look larger. That's cool and all, but I don't know. It feels larger than this head does, and like I feel it shows off more. Maybe. I'm looking at it now, and it really kind of doesn't. So, who knows? I might just be nuts. But my only gripes really with this is just this. Why did you go plastic on this? Like, even on the old one, on the Empire one, it was oversized, but it was cloth. I will take oversized but cloth instead of like clearly undersized, because that one on there goes below his knee. This one just barely does that. Like, come on, and make it cloth. I don't like this soft plastic crap. Like, it's not a big bother, but it looks odd because it's in a wrinkled form. So, yeah. Minor complaint, I'll admit, but still a complaint. Also, oh yes, hold on a second. No, that's fine. So yeah, this also does turn. It actually has 3 points of turning here. Because I was just thinking that looked off, and it was. Let's see, is it on this side? No. So just this specific one is actually a separate piece. Huh. So yeah, that and the fact that this is like a separate deal here, of this being just a different plastic. I don't get why you didn't just mold that into the figure, but fine, whatever. It looks off though, because like it's not flush here. Since that's raised, it just looks weird. Doesn't look right. Yeah. But that's really my only complaints. Everything else about the figure I absolutely love. Like you can have him here, just if I pose him into the position right, you can actually get pretty good range of motion because of his butterfly joints, which I do think I forgot to show off, but yeah, he does have butterfly joints. Of course, he has these Wookiee braids, I think, if I remember right, that's what they are. Cool. But really, the detail on this figure is incredible. Like all the paint scratches and everything. He looks like he's seen a thing or two. He looks like he could be a farmer. The movement on that, like, that was one of my biggest gripes with this old figure, was that I couldn't move this. And, like, it wasn't a huge deal. But it's just a nice thing to have, you know what I mean? Overall, I think this one is more screen accurate than this. But it's been a hot minute since I really watched Empire. So, I could be wrong. I'm even looking at the old card back here. Let me just grab it. And that doesn't look the same. He's much cleaner than he is on there. That and they show his flamethrower and don't give him one. So, I don't know. It's odd. That and his T-visor actually is really thin at the top for some reason. I don't know. He's been my definitive Boba for a while, but he's getting replaced because of this boy. Now, of course, let's actually show him using some of his accessories here. So this is a gun. I don't actually remember how he holds it in the movies and stuff. This is just the best way I found to get him. Just kind of squeeze it in the thumb, and then you can... This is dangerous, so risk your own figure. I'm doing this to mine. Just because I've done it before. Kind of. Yeah, there we go. And you can just kind of move his finger up, and I've normally can get it in the trigger. Yeah, like that. You do have to kind of like pick his finger up and move it, but it does work. You can get him into a nice, just trying to do this, but it is kind of difficult if you don't position certain parts just ever so correctly. It's like here you'd want to have that just, come on. Just put your hand on the barrel, but it's not working. What am I saying? It's working. I'm just scared to bend it and break this. So yeah, I tried to get as close as I could to how he kind of holds it sometimes. So yeah, let me try and get him into the same position I have the other one in. Just for a better comparison of how they look. Also, this one is taller. I don't know if that's more accurate or not. We'll get to scaling here in a minute, but overall design-wise, this is a better figure. Paint-wise, this is a better figure. Like, sculpt-wise, better. Again, it is an overall better figure except for the cape. And I'm not, like, this won't be one I update and replace, but yeah. Good figure. If you find it in the wild, purchase it. Like, there's no reason not to. I don't have a Mando to compare him with. I only brought down one of them, one other Star Wars figure, because that's all I really didn't want to bring down a bunch of them, since my collection is pretty well on the opposite side of the house from where I record these, which is really useful. It's not the opposite side, it is like straight up from where I'm at currently. But yeah, if we just get Luke here, the only Luke I have that I can show him off next to, that's really off center right there. So yeah, again, this isn't a Luke that faced him, but I think it's a good comparison. I like Boba being taller, more menacing. I just realized I forgot Darth Vader upstairs. I'm not showing him off then. I just realized I did forget. But just imagine him. He's right here, we'll say. Yeah. So if we want to actually take a look at how tall Boba is, I'm going to go... Where did I put my tape measure? There. We're going to go from his visor piece. Okay, I'll go this thing. We won't go from the jetpack. So we just have to... Oh, from right there, he is exactly 6 inches tall. Of course, that is... Smack the camera, why don't I? That is going from right here at the very top of him. So, yeah, there you have it. 6-inch Boba Fett. Pretty nice. Now, if you go off the jetpack, it's 6.1, but we're not doing that. So, just get him into a few more poses, actually, before I wrap this all up. I love this figure. If you can't tell, I'm gushing over it. Yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend doing what I do with his gun, but do it at your own risk, we'll say that. So I'm going to see if I can actually get him into a pose he is in on the back of the card. So we want that kind of like so. He's reaching over to press the button. Like that. We're trying. I'm not the greatest at posing. So we get him like so. Let me just plug that in. It's upside down, but I don't care. Yeah, there we go. Cool, good looking figure. You'll love to see it. Yeah, so with all that said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please hit that like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel quite a bit. If you like Marvel Legends, I have a video on my top 15. It is listed as the top 10 because more clicks. And I have a best figures of the year list, which Star Wars did make some of it. And I feel with this figure, this figure will probably make it on this year too. Real quickly before I go, all you gotta do, put this on. It is on him in the box, but just put it around there, which is fine. It stands out a little bit, but like, yeah. Again, I don't care for that piece, but the rest of him is really good. He's worth the $33 mark in my opinion. The card back and everything, like even if you just have him in the box, buy it. It's worth your money, okay? This figure is perfect. Well, he's not perfect, of course. I did whine a little bit, but to me, he's the closest we've gotten in perfection to Boba Fett. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. Again, hit the like button, hit subscribe. It does help out the channel. We are getting very, very close to 100 subscribers, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.